celebrating the world's most popular sport. This is Ultimate Soccer. And now your host, here's Soccer Steve.
Today, I'm looking really Canadian. Look at that maple leaf. Isn't that pretty? We're going to talk about John Herdman right after the break. And we're going to say thank you. What do I mean when I say Johnny Herdman has restored our pride? I mean, come on. All the granddaddies out there, I mean, you young kids there, bless your hearts. Aiden and the young'uns, Aiden's 16, one of our subscribers, and big up to the subscribers. And guys, please push this around. Let's get it going. Sell it to your mates. Tell them to get onto this. We've got games to go, but you know what? Got the Nations League to go through in the middle of the year too, yeah? June and September, boom. We've got lots happening in the world of football for Soccer Canada. Oh, yes, we do. And I'll tell you, we're going to say thank you to Coach John Herdman. There's a couple of things. Going back in time, just before Johnny gets the job, a long time before John gets the job, loads of coaches have come through, loads of coaches have gone, but nobody had the passion that Johnny has got. And that passion is breeding into his team. And it's bellowing over the edges of the field, and it's infecting the team's fans across the nation, east to west. Soccer Nation, Canada Soccer Nation, man, I tell you, east to west, it's never been better. Now, moving it backwards, I remember times where I used to go to press conferences, soccer conferences, and Soccer Canada knew I was there in Edmonton and Alberta features, and also on the coast in Vancouver. But there was me there, one guy from CFRN, Dave Mitchell. His name is Dave Mitchell. Great guy, fantastic. Dave Mitchell from Edmonton TV scene. And I believe I should say it, CFRN was the name in the day. But Dave Mitchell is definitely the guy. And there was a sprinkling. One other guy was Dave Cameron from the Sun, the newspaper, the Edmonton Sun. Bless his soul. Dave was a personal friend of mine. He's passed away very young from cancer. What a great soccer writer he was. Man, I tell you, he would do world of good in this world of soccer right now. The only problem with Dave was he was an Arsenal fan, and he'd be laughing in heaven when I say that. Dave Cameron, the Edmonton Sun, you're not forgotten, and you're still a good part of my heart. And I'll always make jokes about Arsenal because I know it makes you laugh. So, but I'm saying, back in the day, hardly any press. Moving on, when you got no press, you got no advertising, you got no promotions, you got no features, you don't hit the commercials, you're not on TV. TV, there's a good one. How about getting players on Canadian TV? I was saying that back then. I'm still saying it now. It's crazy. Anyway, nothing on TV, no promotions anywhere, no friendly media, because if it wasn't anything with big ratings, they didn't want to touch it. And soccer was a joke to the mainstream media. Funny how now they want to jump on our bandwagon. Well, you know what? Shut the doors. Because you know what? It's a case of, we'll let you in. But you know what? You wouldn't let us in when we needed you, and we've needed you for years. Anyway, moving along. Now we do have the media. Now things are getting good. But years gone by where we had no press. We also had no results on the board. We had no trophies. The granddaddies, you know what I'm talking. I'm talking right to you, mate. You know what I'm saying. We, the granddaddies of the soccer world. And although I'm in the press, I'm still a fan. And I'm a little bit passionate. You might think I'm not. Kidding. But just like you, I love our team. That badge, yeah, that's us. We are one. One is all we are. But for years, we were one, and we were very few, coast to coast. I went to Vancouver for World Cup qualifying games, Swangard Stadium, the old one back in the day. We used to have 4,000 people for a qualifying game. Edmonton, 6,000 to 11,000 people. We didn't have sellouts like we recently had with the 44,000 and the 54,000 in Edmonton. That didn't happen. That was like dreamland. That's Disney, man. That wasn't Soccer Canada the way we had it. And the granddaddies who are listening right now, you know exactly what I'm saying. We had literally nothing to feed off. I mean, let me think for a second. We won the Gold Cup. Yes, that was a great feature. But from there on in, we had nothing. Nothing. Barren years. And CONCACAF, I'm telling you, they treated us like a joke. We were the joke in CONCACAF. So, you got to say, It's a different flow in the game now. We're at a different stage. The embarrassment that we've suffered for years is no longer there, and it feels so good to us seniors. I'm not a senior yet, but it feels so good to us senior members of the Canadian Football Supporters Club, because east to west in the nation, we're a supporters club. Even if you don't have a badge, and the fanatics and the fan groups, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Great, keep it going, build it better. I've looked at your numbers for years. The Voyagers, and not being rude, but they've flatlined. Your Voyagers need to get your numbers up. Come on, promotions, let's have it. But for years, the older fellas of us, we've had nothing doing, nothing ever good, until recent times. Now, moving it forward, Johnny Herdman was hired in 2018. Actual fact, it was January 8th, 2018. Prior to that, he was hired by Canada Soccer in 2011 to run the women's team, and that he did very well, acquiring a Panama Games gold medal, 2 Olympic bronze medals in his tenure of 7 years. So that's not bad. No golds, no silvers, apart from the Panama Games, but 2 bronze medals at the Olympics. Not bad. Prior to that, he spent time with the New Zealand women's team, where he got them to a couple of World Cups, and he absolutely did a marvellous job there too. Prior to the coaching in New Zealand, he was there more of a, you would say, an advisory role, and prior to his New Zealand days, he was actually, this might surprise you, he was actually at Sunderland in England as also a youth team coach. So he's come from youth team professional football men's into the women's game New Zealand, into the women's game Canada, and now into the men's game nationally. Normally you don't go from a women's national team into a men's team. A lot of people looked at that and they took a sideways glance and said, what are they doing? Women's soccer? Now he's in a men's team? He's got no cred. Women's soccer ain't men's soccer. What are they thinking? What were they thinking? I'll tell you what, I looked at that and I said, you know what, I can hear both sides of that equation, but I want to see what happens. I want to give this guy time. And again, I'm going to say thank you, John Herdman, for restoring our pride as soccer fans, because I'll tell you what now, man, it's never been so good. And I mean, I've continually had a big smile on my face for the last couple of years. Not 4 years, because it took a couple of years for this to get in motion. But the last 2 years is great. Absolutely fantastic. Players coming in, players he's cut, players he's keeping, players he's moving with, the tactics, the substitutions, all is perfect. On the players coming in and out, I've had a few people ask me about Scott Arfield, Rangers. Why he's not in the mix, yada, yada, yada. In principle, we got a great squad. It's balanced. There's love in the air. Everybody's working for each other. Don't really need to add anything. Don't need to take anything away. Don't need to add too much too soon, just to make it better for one day. When I say that, is that, yes, some players will not be top-notch to get to the next round of qualifying with the games, this, that, and the other, but that won't dip. The team performance won't dip. Johnny Herdman and his skills as a coach won't dip. So we'll be fine in the next 3 games. There's no doubt about that. I mean, seriously, believe me. But what we got in this team is absolutely on fire. And again, I'm saying thank you, John Herdman, for restoring our pride, because guys who are listening to this, really, you've done us, and us, when I say all of us, John Herdman, and the boys on the field, you've done us a massive shot in the arm. It's never felt so good to be a Canadian fan. It couldn't be this good. We never thought it would be this good. And this has come so fast and so quick. Again, Johnny Herdman, mate, I tell you, fantastic. So, you've heard a little bit about the history. Now, moving forward with the men's. 4 years in the job, as of January 8th. It's going fantastic. You're looking at his record. 35 games in, 25 wins, 4 draws, 6 losses. 71.34% winning record. That number is equal to people like Jose Mourinho on his good day, Arsene Wenger, Sir Alex Ferguson. Look up their numbers overall. It's phenomenal what he's bringing. It really is. Can this continue in CONCACAF qualifying? Yes, I think it should do. It should do. I don't think there's any change there. But the guy is on fire. I mean, literally, his record speaks for itself. There's 3 phases that you've got to think about over the last little while, okay? The pre-qualifying, remember when we were playing all those minnows and we were going to this island, that island, yada, 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 yada. We even smacked the big 11-0 maximum win on record during that little qualifying, pre-qualifying phase. Listen, we did the rounds, but it was a great pre-season. When I say pre-season, all those games helped to create what we've got now. So the pre-qualifying, when we had to do all the hard trips and put the time in, it blended what we've got even better. And it gave us time to build. And above all, it gave Johnny Herdman more games to instill his philosophy and that team spirit. There's no split in the pack. Everybody is on the same page. It's one team united going for one cause. It's absolutely the best team chemistry I can ever remember, apart from one team, and that was Nottingham Forest back in the day with a coach called Brian Clough. But our team chemistry is magic. By the way, Ricky Larea going to Nottingham Forest. Not a bad deal, but he knows he's going to a more physical place. The other thing is, bonus-wise, he's not going to have to fly across the USA in the MLS anymore. It'll just be a short coach ride to keep his legs strong. The only plane he's getting on is when he comes to play for us in Canada. So he's done him a favour. He's also going to earn some more coppers as well, and he's going to be subjected to a lot more physical stuff. So that's what I'm saying about Ricky. Got Nottingham Forest. It's not a bad deal. But that team chemistry, what Canada has, that's because of Johnny Herdman. There's no other reason. You can see him on the side of the field growling, punching the air, looking at the back of the crowd, and he's looking at his mates, and he's looking at the hierarchy, and he's like, I told you. It's fantastic what he's doing. So, you've got to say, where it is lovely. The next phase was the Gold Cup after the pre-qualifying. When we get to the Gold Cup, we're thinking, don't expect to win it. We've got a chance, outside chance. We're like the dark horse in that one. Got a chance to win it. But the Gold Cup comes through, yada, 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 and again, 2 penalties this time, and we're out of it. And it's like, man, that is so not fair. That is so not fair. And then the near-on punch-up with Mexican players after the game. You wonder why we drew in Mexico and why we beat them in Commonwealth? It was payback time. I'm telling you, absolute payback. And they did it phenomenally. You start robbing this team, they're going to take you out. This is not the Canada of old. This is the Canada of today. This is the Canada of the last 2 years building over 4. But essentially, the last 2 years has when this team has come together. So you go through the Gold Cup, you get ripped off. You've had great pre-qualifying, yada, yada, yada. Now you go to the real CONCACAF World Cup 2022 World Cup Qatar qualifying. And after 8 games, the proof is in the pudding. We are first after 8 games, 6 games to go. I'd say we're on 16 points right now, you know that. If we get another 10 points out of the next 6 games, 18 points, we're there. If we get 6 points, we could even make it. But we would need results to go our way in other games. So you got to say, we've got a great qualifying going on. So add that up. Pre-qualifying, pretty good. Gold Cup, we did well, got ripped off. We're angry. Mexico pays. USA, we got a point out of you in your park. So we came up a level, and both the USA and Mexico troubled us in the Gold Cup. So moving forward, the great qualifying, hey, it is what it is. Again, thank you, Johnny Herdman, for giving us the pride. Sitting first after 8. Huh, how good is that? When we do finally get out of qualifying, and we sit either first, second, or third, and I really would love us to be first, because if we finish first, there's a chance that we could then move to the Qatar World Cup in November, December this year. It's only 10 months away. It's not even a year away. It's like right on the doorstep. It's right here. But 6 games to glory is the next 6 games. We get at least 6 points out of there. We're there. 10 points is guaranteed. Guaranteed. And if we mess it up, we've got the buffer between the last 4. We're going to finish 4th anyway if we really have a terrible run-in. But don't expect a terrible run-in. I hear what you're saying. You're saying, well, you know, the pre-camp has now been cancelled, yada, yada. That's a game we could have done with. Yeah, admittedly, a pre-game inter-competition games is always a good thing. That's why you play friendly games. But you know what? When it doesn't happen, you scrimmage. You don't play game-level scrimmage. You play soft scrimmage. You keep the fitness going because the legs will be there, people. Don't worry about these guys on our team. Their fitness is going to be just fine. There's no problem with the fitness. There's no problem keeping their fitness. And they're going to, because when they get into camp and get ready for those 3 games, yeah, they will be going through fitness tests. They will measure up in them fitness tests and they will be tested to see how fit they are. Only the fittest and strongest and healthiest will be hitting the pitch. If you're not fit for the game, you probably will be on the bench and you'll probably figure in the game, but not all 90 minutes. So I'd say this, don't worry about the fitness level, the pre-games and getting ready. These guys have football in their blood. It's their job. And Johnny Herdman won't let them slide, and his tactics will be on par with what he's done before, and the substitutions will be done at the right time, and the tactical changes during the game, which he does all the time, will go flawlessly again. He's got a team committed. We have a team committed. I tell you what, they're committed to getting to the World Cup. They're going to get there, guys. Believe me. But again, thank you, Johnny Herdman. It's just phenomenal to really see what we got. And, you know, at the end of the day, getting to the World Cup, it really just comes from a few things. When you really break it down, it comes from hard work and togetherness. You've got to be on the same page. You've got to execute at the right time, and your defensive game's got to be good too. But you've got to have coaching. If you do not have a captain steering that ship, you're not going to go very far. But if you do have a captain who's more like an admiral, then you're going to go further. Johnny Herdman's come from the women's game, proven his doubters wrong, moved into the men's game, proved his doubters wrong. He's proved his doubters wrong all along. He's going to prove his doubters wrong long into the future. I predict Johnny Herdman will be the greatest coach we in Canada have ever had and probably may ever see, because the distance in level and standard that we have gone from sitting in the 100 pluses, call it 150 as a team, when he pretty much walked into this, because it wasn't that much better. And now you're sitting 40 with still room to improve. You have to say, and so FIFA does too, that this is the best improved team on the planet right now, probably still continuing to be so. I say 30 is about where Canada needs to be. I've said for decades, with the right team and the right people, with the grassroots we've had and the players coming through, we definitely should be in the top 40. I will also say this much, due to John Herdman and his great mastery in organisation, even down to the U14 level, we are setting ourselves up in the future for success. We will definitely start to see success at Gold Cups moving forward. Not a problem. And we will definitely start to see ourselves get to more World Cups. And as I get to be an old man, I'm not old yet. All right. I know there's young listeners out there having a chuckle. Not old yet. But we will start to get to more World Cups as time goes through. You will see that. And that's just the way it's going to be. The future has never looked this good. And you got to say, the curve, yeah, when you look at the curve and it goes, well, Johnny Herdman's curve as a coach has literally done that. Because everything he touches turns to gold. Literally. He makes a bad thing into a good thing. That's real coaching. But it's his man management. That's where I love this guy. It's his man management of the whole operation. Everybody's important, even the lady that makes the tea, down to the guy that crunches the beans and cuts the checks. Everybody is important. Everybody is on our team, even you and me. We are all in it. So Johnny Herdman, thanks for restoring our pride, because you know what, like I said, you and I, the older fellas, we've had no pride. But now it feels so good. We've got 15 days till the next game. And when you get this, it'll be tomorrow, and it'll be closer to 14 days. And then it'll get down to a week, and then it'll be down to a handful of days, and then it'll be game day, and then I'll get my head shaved and get the game day look on, get ready, get dressed up, and be ready for it. Because I tell you what, I am loving this. I'm absolutely loving this. And I hope you are too. You've really got to be getting a little bit pumped up for this now, because I tell you what, as we get closer to the games, I don't sleep much. I'm not worried. It's just I can't wait. I'm so buzzing. And I literally have to tie myself down to the floor so I don't float away, because I probably would if I didn't. So to summarise, qualifying is going to go great. Johnny Herdman is the best thing since sliced bread as far as I'm concerned, and I'm thinking as far as you're concerned too. Excuse me. We're definitely going to the World Cup. It's not arrogance, it's not disrespect to the other nations, but when you see it, you got to say it how it is, and I'm telling you guys, I'm getting ready for it. Conversations about tickets and how to get there and sleeping in a tent, because not everybody's going to be in a hotel over there, I'll tell you that now. But we're drawing closer to it. You can almost touch it. It's like reaching for a trophy. I'm not saying we're winning the World Cup. I'm just saying it's like reaching for a trophy, getting ready to put your hands on it. Well, that trophy is getting to the World Cup. And it's so close, you can touch it. It's so close. And as the numbers on the board are telling you, we're sitting first. We've got a big gap over fifth spot team. So with some average form, we're going to get there. With the form we've got right now, we'll definitely get there. But again, thank you, Johnny Herdman. Super coach. And I'm saying that on behalf of many people I know who are Canadian fans. And I'm sure there's got to be millions out there in the country of 37 million, in our soccer community, east to west in this great nation, that are saying and thinking the same thing. So do me an honour. Hit down below and like it, so a lot more Canadians will get this. When you like this and it gets liked mega, it really hits the algorithms, and lots more Canadian fans can get into this. So please hit it. Please subscribe. Email a link of this to your mates and get as many Canadians on board. As soon as we get to 1,000, we're going live, and that will be daily, and you'll get more of this. And I'm sure you'll want to hear more. I want to tell you more. I'd love to do it daily. So let's go live, get 1,000 in here. We're a third of the way there nearly, and that's in 3 months. So let's keep building them. But again, Johnny Herdman, amazing. From tactics on the board, what he does, to substitutions, to how we play, it's flawless. You couldn't get better. Hit the bell, people. Like, subscribe. Love it to everybody else. And I love this. It is amazing. And we got 15 days till Honduras, San Pedro Sula.
This is Ultimate Soccer with Soccer Steve.